Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look right here. This is what I wore for a date night dinner with my husband on our anniversary. I wanted to recreate this because this look, first of all, it's very simple to achieve, but it's still more on the glam side, but it's not too overboard, it's more on the subtle side. So I wanted to recreate this look because, I just thought this would be a great makeup look for the holidays. So let's get started. First, I'm taking my Tarte Shape Tape concealer and using this to prep my eyelids for the eyeshadow. Just using my damp sponge to blend it all out. Then I'm also going to place the concealer in the inner corners, just to brighten up things a little bit. It would be easier to do this now rather than after applying all the eyeshadows. And I'm using the Colourpop Sweet Talk palette today. First, I'm taking the shade Work It and applying it all over my crease with a fluffy brush. As you can see, I'm being very generous with this color because I want it to show up when I open my eyes. So that's why I'm taking this color very close to my eyebrows actually. And then to deepen up the crease and my inner and outer corners even more, I'm taking the shade West Side. And this is on a more precise brush. This is from Luxie. As you can see, it's nowhere as fluffy as the previous one that I used because I want to concentrate this color mainly on my outer and inner corners. Once I place the color in my inner and outer corners, I'm going to drag that into my socket and blend it upwards into the crease. Still keeping this color in the crease, but I'm not going as high as I did with the previous shade. And then to deepen up the halo effect even more, I'm taking the shade Feel Free. This is like a, deep burgundy brown mixed together. I absolutely love the shade. It adds a nice depth to the whole eyeshadow look. So that's why I'm using a more precise brush here so I can control the application. Since it's a darker color, I want to use a little bit at a time and slowly deepen up the intensity of the halo eye. So first I'm keeping the color closer to the lash line, then I blend it upwards. Slowly adding the color to get it to the intensity that I want. I'm just going to use the second brush that I used with no additional product and blending out the edges. So all the transition shades look seamless and blended in with each other. Then on my finger, I'm taking this Super Shock shadow. This is called Side to Side. So I'm just placing this wherever I've left the lid bare. Just to, add that sparkle on the centers of my eye. Especially when the light hits it, it looks absolutely stunning. So I really love this Super Shock shadow. Once I apply the color, then just taking the brush and a little bit of West Side shadow and slightly blending out the edges of the shimmery shadow. So, everything flows into one another rather than just harsh edges. Then taking a black gel liner, this is from Pretty Vulgar, and slightly lining my upper lash line just to add some definition. I'm not doing a wing or anything because I don't want, the wing to dominate the whole eye makeup look itself. Then curling my lashes, applying mascara here. There is a little bit of fallout from that Super Shock shadow. So I just cleaned it all up off camera. So, I didn't include that clip here, but I did do that because, there was a little bit fallout. Now I'm going to move to the face and then go back to the eyes later. First, I'm taking the Smashbox Primerizer. I'm just trying this out for the first time. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but it added a beautiful hydration, that is for sure. Then for my base, I'm taking my Clinique 2-in-1 foundation and also adding a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury Glow primer just to add that extra radiance and luminosity to my skin. And again, blending it all out using my damp beauty sponge. This Clinique foundation is a beautiful medium to buildable full coverage. I absolutely love how this makes my skin look without looking cakey or heavy, but still gives me a very good amount of coverage. So I love this foundation. Then taking the Tarte Shape Tape concealer in the shade medium tan golden, I believe. Even if I'm saying the shades wrong, everything will be listed in the description box down below. So please make sure to check that out if you're curious about any of the shades that I'm using. Again, here I'm adding the CoverGirl concealer. This is few shades lighter than my skin tone. So I want to add a little bit more highlight underneath my eyes. Just to, brighten up that area a little bit. And then blending it all out using my damp beauty sponge. And again, using the concealer to clean out the edges of my eyeshadow so everything looks nice and clean. Now I'm going to move back to the eyes. First, taking the shade West Side. I'm pinching the brush here so I don't have to use a different brush. So I'm just pinching it and buffing that out on my lower lash line. And then to deepen up the lower lash line even more, I'm taking the shade Feel Free, the deepest color that I used for this eyeshadow look, and taking it closer to my lash line. Then for bronzer, I'm taking my Lancome Dual Finish powder. This is actually a powder foundation, but the shade is few shades darker than my skin tone, so I love to use this as a bronzer for my skin. So I'm just applying it in the hollows of my cheekbones and also on my jawline, just to get that nice sculpted look. Then to set the concealer in place, I'm using my Makeup Forever powder foundation. This is in the shade Y375. I intentionally got a few shades lighter so I can use this underneath my eyes to brighten up the whole look whenever I want to. And I'm also using this just to, slightly clean up underneath my bronzer, and using the same bronzer to slightly contour my nose. Then going over with my beauty blender so that there are no harsh edges. Then for highlight, I'm taking my favorite of all time, the Ofra Cosmetics Rodeo Drive highlighter, and slightly applying that on the high points of my cheeks. This is a very intense highlighter, so that's why I'm using a very light hand here. And also taking that underneath my brow bone. And I think I applied this in my inner corners as well. I don't have the footage here, but I did do that. Then for blush, I'm taking my Flower Beauty blush in the shade Primrose. It's a beautiful warm peach color. I absolutely love blushes like these. And applying that right above the contour along the sides of my face. This kind of blush application kind of lifts your whole face and gives you that more sculpted look, which is the look I was going for here, since this is more of a date night glam kind of makeup look. Moving on to lips, I'm taking the Physicians Formula Velvet Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Nutritious, and using this kind of to line my lips actually, because I was too lazy to go bring a lip liner, but this particular liquid lipstick works great for me as a lip liner. So I applied that and blended it all out. Then taking the NYX Slip Tease lip lacquer in the shade Sandalwood, and just applying that on the centers of my lips. Just blotting it with the tissue paper so I can dial down the shininess a little bit. So that completes this makeup look. I absolutely love how the eyes turned out because of that sparkle on the centers of the lid. But again, it's not too overboard. I feel like this is a very glam makeup look, but still more on the classy side. So I hope you guys like this look as much as I did. I want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a great time with your friends and family or whoever you're celebrating with. That completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye.